Hiya, welcome to this video. As usual, I don't know what this is, but I was just like grasping for these berries and I was just thinking like the thickest and kind of juiciest, sweetest, plumpest, ripest, nicest ones. And you have to really, and I know these are like, it's in the physical, maybe ironic because I don't even want to point it out, but in case you're noticing, I did get them from here, but like what I was feeling and thinking is usually they kind of grow the highest up, so we do have to reach for the phrase "reaching for the stars" is coming to mind. We do have to reach higher up, and sometimes like we stretch ourselves kind of high. I don't know what it's telling me. Like I feel like I'm getting it, but it was only just a thought, and I'm like straight away sharing because I do happen to be here, and it is helping to delete like most of what I filmed. So sometimes my favorites, I really wanted to keep them, but then like a lot of them are my favorites, so I think it's getting a bit better. But and then there are thorns and the whole learnings, and I've been writing a lot about it in a book, in a notebook. But yeah, well, I just posted some on Facebook about, and I've been learning. The learnings are like, I mean, we say love demands a sacrifice, and also, but I also wrote that on Facebook with a cruelty. It's like it's not about being cruel. But I've been learning, and I've been learning about that, and well, being nailed on the cross, and can't speak. I don't know. It was such a subtle thing because I think he ridiculed while he was like being nailed to the cross, because it was so subtle. Like it was like a, don't go too far. Like don't commit blasphemy, and it's very subtle. So I'm standing here. I don't even know what to. I know what to call it, but like I didn't even have a phrase there. How to encompass. I was learning about Christ being killed. Well, Jesus. Oh, Christ as Jesus, but Christ went through it. But well, all I really had was that statement or the sentence that sometimes, like, of course, the ripest berries grow the highest up. If I hadn't put that explanation in, people would probably be wondering why I'm not actually having to reach, but it's to teach me, and that's teaching me. And yes, I just ate that berry. Because sometimes, well, that's where they get the most sun. And we have the thorns, and maybe sometimes, people try to climb up and get the berries, get caught up in, or did you scratch your skin? Oh, that's weird. But I discovered a scratch on me that I didn't know how the heck it got there. Is that weird if I show it? Because, but, well, it's like right here, you can't even see it. I don't know how on earth. Is that really weird? You can't even see it anyway. That's so weird. But like, I don't know how the hell. We don't have a cat. I don't know. Maybe I scratched myself when I sleep because I have no idea where this came from. Oh my god, this was like weird. Or is it just me? I make it weird because I think it's weird. But the point is, but it's really there though, and it's just making this up. And I had no idea, and I saw it earlier, and I was like, I don't know where that came from. Like maybe that's why it was there, to teach me. And now I know I'll be feeling weird about. This is the whole life thing. Like I don't, and then you have to just make choices like spontaneously, and then like later on you think, what do I do with this? What do I do it this way or something? But I bet that's why that was there. But the thorns, you might, okay, it does look like blood if you have our kitchen spray today. It looked like blood. I sprayed it on the surface and it turned red. Oh, I wish I had a film on that too now. But the thing is, like, I have to move on, and there's like new things. Like, once it's done, like at least it's done, and then like I don't want to like go and turn back and do this all over again, so to speak. I mean, you know, then maybe the other day I just said, like, I don't know if somebody thought something, well, I don't know if that's weird, but if something is weird or something could have been, well, something could have gone better, but like we can turn back time. But then like I don't want to have to do it all over again either, and it probably won't come out the same way anyway. I want people to like learn this and like know this. Okay, I'm not fancying eating spider webs. Sometimes you have this webbing on, but oh my gosh, okay, I don't know. I wanted to mention the thorns that Christ is Jesus Christ. Well, we say he died, but he was killed. When he was killed, brutally murdered, they put this thorn, I don't know what "cunts" is in English, but they put that on, crown. Well, it's not really a crown, because a crown's like a positive thing, but they put that on his head, or at least the way that I know, or you know how it's depicted. But but I'm gonna go with it because I feel like these things wouldn't be coinciding like this if he wouldn't want me to say that. They also had thorns on it, and it's painful. It's like, it's not easy, and yeah, if you try to reach for the highest, juiciest berries, but it's also the most rewarding, and like when it's done, you know, and like at least, but you don't want to maybe go back, but at least, but also, I can't even downplay it, but it's like, but even we're learning from it even today. That's how far the reach was, and this kind of looks like blood at times. I've lived my day like I hadn't even noticed, but I'm just squeezing it because, and I used to as a kid like try and like not tease my parents like, "Mommy, I cut myself," and of course they saw through it most of the time. But like maybe even in films, it could be something that's used. Sometimes you use jam for, like I used to do short films, and I mean, you know, I don't think we ever needed to, but this is probably what we would have used, like jam, and that totally looks like blood. And now I could get to look forward to getting this off my hands. Also, I'm just thinking back to like, you can't really play in these videos, so like you have a second, and sometimes you choose differently, but it's a visual medium. I don't know. You know, some blood trace still to be seen, and I don't know why I'm not finding the words, but like, you know, trying to get the plumpest berries from the highest place. You know, sometimes we scratch ourselves and we get hurt. And it's I don't know, but if these are like my words, but I mean, I think we think, or we used to think, or like we were used to thinking as human beings, because it's him, it seemed like he could do anything, and then it seems as if it was easy, and it wasn't easy. And I posted this, alone really is alone. And I think that's kind of where the explanation of sacrifice begins. And it reminds me of the innocence from Girl with a Pearl Earring, once again. How these pearls were heavy, and I mean, I don't know. What was it? What else was there? I want to tell you. It's like, sometimes you have to pick and then one slips through. But there was something else. Oh, it looked like blood. I never noticed any, and it never, and it's got bleach in it, and it is white. I thought it was white, and today it was red, and I used it before. Like, for example, I'm just gonna say the brand, but the Vanish, the other product for clothes, it's purple. The stain remover. Then there's another product which is green, but this product is when there's another product which is transparent. This product, I knew it as white, and I sprayed it on the surface, and it turns out red, but like so much red. Like, I swear it. Oh, what did I just slipped out? Cause I you're not meant to swear. But how did that slip out? And that's a whole thing for itself. And it's not like I don't swear because it's not like you can't do it. It's because I know I can't. The future is not even, that's up to God. It's His plan. I can't choose it, so I can't really swear about it. I don't know how that slipped out. Maybe this needed to be talked about. What if I could swear? We have that saying though, and it's like, because it's like did I overlook anything? Anyway, what I know, this product is white. It's got bleach in. How is it red? I even said to my husband, "Is it red?" He said it's not red. I don't know if he just said it, but somehow, for one reason or another, is anything overlooked or whatever. But I feel like it's about something bigger, so it's not even about that. But on the surface, it turned red. I'm like, what is this? Because the stain was actually yellow. So I'm like, spraying it. I'm like, all of a sudden it starts turning red. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh my God, it looks like blood. I was like, I said it to him. This looks like blood. And he's like, well, how? And, I wiped the surface anyway. It became clean. Guess you blood washes off, but I feel like the stain of the heart, the fact that you did it, you went through that, doesn't really, the memory of the sacrifice, the pain, it was there, it wasn't easy, and you went through it, and that happened. That is making sense. And sometimes I don't know if because when I'm having thoughts and I want to add to the learnings, what I'm learning, but I don't want it to be, I don't want to take away if there's ever anything that maybe I think and then I thought too far or something. I don't know how to put it, but so there are the thorns, but that came in my mind. I'm surrounded by berries, and I'm finding myself finding the biggest berries. Yes, okay, but maybe if I had been there, I would not have actually. It might not have come to my notice, because that's right there. Ugh. And yes, there are thorns. You know what? Actually, I'm wearing not even the wrong shoes. Trouser is short. This is modern now, but less practical. And I'm not wearing the right socks for this, so I actually have been getting scratched. But yes, that happened. That does happen, because earlier out there, I tried to find, and sorry for the lighting, try to find it's not like I can't plan this. I don't know. It's you can't really show that scratch very well because it's an awkward place. But I was there, and I remember wondering how did that get there? Because normally I didn't notice anything. It hadn't hurt me, which I'm not saying that to contradict what I'm saying, but maybe I don't know. I just noticed it earlier, so I really can't do the video. I don't know why I did or said some things this way, but I'm also still learning, so I'm also fly just went in my eye. No, I didn't. Only almost. It's I want to see how delicious it looks, but at the same time looking at my hands looking like blood. It's a sacrifice is what it was. And it's funny, and I know it's not funny. It's funny that, well, it's not funny. It's a coincidence. But vegan eating become more important to me. And but the more you think something's weird, the more it's weird as well. But it is what it is. Exactly, when it's done, it's done. The way it was done, it's done. It's done. Well, I always want to be respectful towards other religions, beliefs, and yeah, like I can't discredit what I, know the truth to be, or like what I feel. Well, I don't even that's the point where if one person says the truth looks like this, and then I don't want it to be a point for arguments to start. And I do want to share with halal meat. I don't see how it's less cruel. I don't see how, what the sacrifice, well, maybe I should be saying it, maybe I've already said it, because it's not about cruelty. It's like, it's not, when love demands, it's not even, when love demands, it's like, it's not like, you have to do this, it's like a kind way, but at the same time, what's needed is needed, and it demands it, so if it demanded it, then it demanded it. And but the point of the sacrifice isn't the cruelty. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's love. It's like, I can't even, and maybe at some point it begins to like, how much can I talk about it? But how do I phrase this? But it's, the point of it isn't the cruelty. The point was the sacrifice of the sacrifice. What you are willing to do, ready to do for God, like when it's what is needed, not like, maybe I don't have a good way of talking about the example with the meat, but for us, but the only deity that I know that demands sacrifice is somebody else. It would be like the opposite of God, like, which other meat is not any better. And I'm just sharing for those for whom this is, like, I'm not saying that to create divides, like, people, I want to be respectful to other people's views. At the same time, like, someone, like, there's a life at stake. And it goes steak, we have that word, at stake, and then it's a steak. So hope everything gets said well, and then hope this was what people need to hear at the end of the day. It really is sometimes, like, you can't really get to the good berries, which is what happened on the other side. I'm like, and they were like really tiny, and like really, some of them were sour, and all of a sudden I ended up there in the most unexpected place, and they're the plumpest, but they made me realize, but sometimes you have to climb so high up to get there. Yeah, no. It's not focusing at all. Even like the color's like sticking. Oh, see? You had went through all the trouble to find it and you lost it. Maybe it's that's like becomes, when I was thinking, like, the more I don't want to say people as everybody, but like more people or persons, the more another person, like, the less they care about me or the more they don't care. It's like it made me realize that it makes me more important than me, or like it makes me take care of me more, or it makes taking care of me more important to me. There's always the good in it as well, but I don't know. But like, it's not, we can't say it like to downplay the sacrifice. It was painful. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I don't want to take away from the good that has been just said. So maybe I'll wrap this up. I had something else, but I feel like so doesn't fit in with the theme of sacrifice. So maybe I'll do a different one, or maybe calm down, take some time. It's like when you watch like such a movie or something where a lot of things happen, a lot of bloody things. You have to like, when you like take that time to just like calm down pretty much and get out of that mindset. I don't know about the thingy. What's the name? Oh, I had this double-breasted jacket. The word, and it's like, it was kind of, I had a sentence all the time in my mind, like, with a double standard, and then I was like, how do I have a double standard? But then, like, I feel like, and there's this background on Facebook, and that's funny because I gave the background about the background, because sometimes the background, and that's what the background was that it's about the background, or like, it isn't about the background, but the background inspired, or like made me realize that there are these hearts, and it's behind the other heart, and it's like, it was like only the heart and me. So like there's a heart, but I'm like only the heart and me, and I've always seen it that way, but now I like know why I felt like it's the kind of a support, or there's the other heart behind it, and then it's like not a double standard, because we use that word as a two-faced kind of thing, but it's like two hearts, like it's like the heart, it's behind the other one. And then I started realizing that when Christ is behind us, then we're not alone in it. I wanted to say it about me. I wanted to say, like, when he's behind me, then I'm not alone. And I think that voice still comes in sometimes, like the doubts, like, not doubts, but like, how can you say that about you? Even though I've done all of this, but I mean, I need to put these words to you so you know them. And those were the words, like, when he's like, maybe I have sort of a double standard, because then I started realizing, like, when he's behind me, and it's like encompassed in that picture really well, because there's one heart behind another one, and it's behind it, and it's like we feel support, and also, but some support we can only give ourselves the support to really be ourselves, or do things for ourselves that we need to do. But alone really is alone, and it's feeling it really is alone. And I said, I know there's Christ, and when it comes to other human other human being on earth, and then in its feeling, alone really is alone. I know I'm starting to repeat these words to you, but I feel like with I said breast, like the chest, like double-breasted, and isn't he like, they depict him in the movies where I don't want to say it's just the movies, but I also wasn't there, and I just want to do justice what he went through. So, where like, just like he got the whiplashes, and then it kind of cut, well, his chest, or generally, but maybe that's because we had the jacket that has like 2 buttons, and I feel like the jacket was like making me realize, but it's like there's 2 things holding the jacket together. 2 lines of buttons, kind of one is behind the other. If I'm saying it right enough. And I was very surprised to find these plump ones, because I hadn't seen him. I looked the wrong place until I looked in Christ. You know what? That is true. Going back to alone really is alone, when it's like, but then he's there. But like, that's the sacrifice, like, he sacrificed himself for us. He will be there for us, maybe, if I may say that. I said quite a lot of things. Oh, I'm looking at the evening sun, glistening on it. And Christ is alive. He rose, resurrected. I know we know that, and I'm having it's like, I wrote the word smile, and it's like, you know, but when you look back on things, you're still kind of glad you did it, and maybe proud, or like, not even proud, but like, what needed to happen happened, in a sense where the sun is coming out and it's almost like settling. My soul was already settled by like the image of the horrible blood, because now there's the shininess. I don't know, I'm thinking of pearls again, because it's also like a small round thing, especially how it's glittering. And I want to do it justice, so I don't want to. You can't really say it's all okay. I mean, it hurt. I mean, it's painful. I mean, it was a sacrifice. And yet, you know, you can see the light is coming out, and he's not to be found where? I mean, he's to be found with the living. Meaning, the living in spirit. So, like, he was resurrected. He's at home now, like Christ. And Jesus died. And look at this. It really does look like blood if you didn't know what it was. Especially when the juice is like so fresh. I'm thinking like of love of pain, and like, that's not really what it is. That's not how I know it to be. And I feel as if I could have found the more right words, but I mean, Christ,